Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 8. So last episode, we finished off the attack from the villains. They had captured Tokuyami and Bakugo, and Deku, Todoroki, and what is that dude's name? Where are you? There you are. Shoji went to stop the magician guy who had grabbed them. He turned them into little marbles and had them in his pocket or something. Um, they had landed on top of him, but I don't think they grabbed him or grabbed them at that moment. But actually, probably because they did have the orbs in their hand, the marbles. Um, so they thought they had them, but the magician guy, I don't know his name, I just know him as the magician guy, showed them that those were fakes. He had the real ones in his mouth. Um, and who was it that ended up? Oh, what's his name? The dude with the navel laser. Um, Aoyama. He was hiding in the bushes in the last episode because he was scared. But at this time, he decided to help and used his laser to attack the magician and hit him a bit, causing the marbles to fall out of his mouth. Shoji, I believe it was Shoji, ended up grabbing one of them, but the villain that uses the blue flame ended up grabbing the other one, which is actually the one they wanted because he told the magician to release the, I guess, spell or whatever. It's basically his quirk, so it's not really a spell. And showed that they had Tokuyami while the villain still had Bakugo. And the warp guy was actually there, so he teleported them out with Bakugo. Um, right now, because the school has lost a student to villains, um, they're not looking so good. It's not looking good for the school right now. Because, I mean, if villains can just show up whenever and steal a student, kidnap a student, when they're being taught by actual heroes, how does that doesn't look good. Um, However, All Might's friend from the police department had enough, not really evidence, but enough of a description of the villain that uses the blue flame to know that he has a very good idea where the villain's hideout is. Because there have been people who have seen a guy with that description going into what is, I guess, considered an abandoned building, but it has a bar on the top floor. Um, All Might really happy to hear this because he feels like he's let everybody down because he's allowed a student to be kidnapped. I mean, it's not really his fault. I mean, he wasn't even there, but you know. Meanwhile, the rest of the students that were injured were sent to the hospital. Um, let's see. Momo is there. She's not too bad. I mean, she's able to talk and she's awake and all that. Um, Deku is pretty bad. His arms are really jacked up, especially the one that he used his power with twice. Um, I think there were a couple others from Class B that were in the hospital, but the rest of the class went to go see Deku and kind of give him, you know, an update on what is going on. And that's when Kirishima actually suggests that they go and try to rescue Bakugo. The entire class basically agrees that they should leave it to the adults. Let the registered heroes deal with it. The police, let them deal with it. But he feels incredibly guilty because he was not able to do anything to help Bakugo at all, because he was stuck in the classroom, being one of the students that had to take, I guess, remedial courses because he failed the final exam. So he wasn't able to do anything. He wasn't able to be out there to help fight with everybody. So he feels really guilty that Bakugo was kidnapped. And he wants to go out and help. And the episode ends with him asking Deku how he feels, what he wants to do. I kind of feel like Deku's going to agree with everybody else, but I could be wrong. And Deku is feeling really guilty because he feels like he could have saved Bakugo. I don't see how he thinks that when both of his arms were unusable and all he really had was his legs. I mean, sure, he could have used was it one for all? Yeah, he could have used one for all. Or is it all for one? I think it's one for all. I can't remember. It's one of the two. But he probably use it on his legs and give a powerful kick or run faster. But I mean, what is he going to do? His arms are completely messed up. He would have just gotten captured as well. The main villain in the group is like set on killing him, despite how the other villains might feel, because Stain selected him to be, to survive, because he saw him as a true hero, because he was not being selfish when trying to help Ida. But I don't know. Maybe he could have found some way of getting him, but I doubt that would have happened. He would have ended up getting captured, and with his arms broken, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. Not really. Not with all of the villains that he'd have to fight against. With broken arms, only his legs. It would not have been a good situation. But yeah, let's get into this episode and see what's going to happen. There we go. So the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.